Welcome back. This is multivariable calculus, day one, what I'm calling new beginnings. You've probably noticed, hopefully by now, that there is a new Canvas online learning module for you to be going through. Since I won't be seeing you day after day, I'm going to be loading up lessons and recording those and posting them to YouTube. But we also have quizzes and tests to take. As you recall, before spring break, we had just wrapped up chapter 15. And we're ready to take a quiz. We were supposed to do that on Tuesday, review, and take a test. Well, I've changed up the calendar, and you'll notice that it's much streamlined, and I'm specifying each of the events. Day one, I'm just calling New Beginnings. That's this video, just to kind of set expectations for the rest of our time online, and then we'll just kind of see how it goes. I'm sure we'll all be learning as we go. I'll get better at this. Y'all will get better at this. We'll just do the best we can. Yeah, I wish we were back together too. I wish we were learning in a more traditional way and wrapping up your senior year, but let's make the best of it, and we'll do that. Tomorrow, you're going to have a quiz. I was unable to import the highly formatted, as you can imagine, calculus that would be needed to just type up a Canvas quiz. So what I've done is I'm posting a PDF file of the quiz that you would have taken had you been in class, but it's multiple choice format. And I've entered a Canvas quiz that just has entry choices A, B, C, and D, and E in the case if there's 5 choices there. And you're going to read through that file. You don't have to print it out because I didn't want to assume that anybody had a printer, things like that. So you can look at it online, make your notes, but then you'll have time to enter your answer choices for questions. 1 is letter A, number 2 is B, C for 3, etc. Okay? I'm hoping that that works. We're going to give that a try and kind of see how it goes. My main focus is that we cover the material and get you ready for next year. So we're going to do the best we can and kind of play it by ear. So, had you been in class, I was actually planning to do this pop quiz. So let's pretend this is a pop quiz just to get us back on track. I'm going to ask the question and I'll write it down. Determine whether the vector field is conservative. And we talked a lot about that being last unit, or last month almost now, before the break. Determine this vector field that's to follow is conservative. If it is, find a potential function. And this would be obviously a valid question to expect on a quiz. So kind of just getting this back. Pretend this is an online warm-up. Find the potential function, function for the vector field. Okay, so determine whether the vector field is conservative, and if it is, find a potential function for that vector field. Well, here's our vector field, f of x and y equals 2xy, that's our I component, plus x squared, and that's our j component. So what are we going to do? Well, remember we're going to take the partial of the m function with respect to y. So the partial of the m function is 2xy, but I'm going to take that with respect to y. That should be a partial there, sorry. Partial with respect to y. So the partial of our m function, and that's our n function, that's our j component, m function, n, sorry, all these letters, right? Nicki Minaj, remember that? So the partial of the m with respect to y, that's a constant, it's just going to be 2x. Alongside of that, we can take the partial of the n function now with respect to x. Right, so that's with respect to x this time, and that is equal to 2x. So since they're equal, we can say that yes, right, because the difference of those is 0, the vector function is conservative. Okay, so yes, the vector function is conservative. So let's think about that. That means the partial function of the partial of f with respect to x, looks like my pen is going here. Well, that's just 2xy. And the partial of f, again, we're just getting that information from there. The partial of y with respect to x and y, or of x and y, was partial with respect to y, of x and y is going to be 2x. So we're going to say, well, if that's true, the function of x and y, let's try another pen, partial of function x and y is going to be, I'm sorry, the function, we've got the partial, we're going to take the integral of that, 2xy, but this is with respect to x. So again, our 2 and y are constants, take the integral of that, we'd get x squared y, plus some unknown constant k or c or whatever you'd like to use, okay? Along the same lines, we need to check this other term to make sure that we've got everything. The partial of x and y there would be the integral of x squared dy, where x squared is treated as a constant, so that would be equal to x squared y plus k again. Look over those two. Are there any terms that are overlapping or continuing? Since they're both in each of those, we can conclude that our final function answer, or function of x and y, would be x squared y plus k. Remember, we don't count them twice because we're just including all the components of that. We're not double counting that. All right? And then if we wanted to, we could take the partials back and get back to that as if we needed. So you can check that. So what might you want to study for this quiz tomorrow? I would definitely think about conservative vector fields. That was one that we seem to talk about a lot. Conservative vector fields. Just like that problem we did. And I would also remember we talked about calculating curl. That would be a question that you might be expecting. Remember, curl was the measure of kind of like the slope, but how much of a sharp turn there is, measuring curl. Using Green's theorem would be something that you'd want to think about. And another topic would be line integrals in general, so line integrals. Okay, so those would be topics that I would think about. Clearly, I'm letting you use your notes. I can't control you to stop you from using your notes. So if you want to use your notes on the test, that's quiz, test. I'm going to keep it pretty low key. I need to get some grades in the grade book, but my main focus is keeping us learning and keep us in shape. So if you want to use your notes, that's okay. If you want to use your calculators for any calculations, for crunching numbers, that's fine too. We will go over this quiz on either Wednesday or Thursday. You're scheduled for the test on Friday. I'm still adhering to the even and odd days, so make sure that your teachers understand what an even and odd day is. Math is still odd. Science is still even, just saying. I'm hoping that I'm leaving it open for the entire day until midnight, but I'm hoping that you make a pattern and kind of, get a routine. That's what I would do. That's what I'm trying to do. Work during the day. Don't make it an all-night event where you just cram everything in at the last. Also, stay tuned. I'm trying to think about ways to use conferencing where we can interact a little more collaboratively and together at the same time, instead of me just writing a video and then going over and talking to a blank wall here. So stay tuned for that too. But tomorrow, expect a quiz available to you first thing. And the quiz file, you're going to enter your answer choices on the Canvas, but all it's going to say is question 1 and just the beginning of the question. Choices A, B, C, or D, or E, and you're going to click on the correct choice. So you need your access to that paper quiz. I'm asking you that you not collaborate with your friends. and I'll just leave it like that. All right. If there's any questions, please email me. I've also sent out messages on Canvas and through email to you and to your parents, so I'm hoping that everybody's on the same page. If you have any technology issues, you need to talk to your counselor. But I'm hoping to keep this where we could all do this on phones and certainly computers, but phones. I know a lot of you have phones because we certainly have a few of you that just love to put them in the pockets, right? You know who you are. Have a good one, though. And I hope everybody's, on a serious note, I hope everybody's doing well and hanging in there. This too will pass and we'll be back to normal. And you know what? You're still the good student that you were before a couple weeks ago. It's just that it's the new situation to get us through, but we're going to come out of this smarter and wiser, and let's try to make this as positive as we can. All right, take care, and I'll see you all tomorrow.